It was somewhere closer to morning when Baric shook the Baroness to wake her. Baric was dressed in her night shift and looked white with panic. Resi was terrified to know why. "My lady, Joff has been instructed by his lordship to take you to the bathhouse. The Baron is back and wants dry clothes, my lady. He said that only you could take them to him." "I don't understand. My husband isn't coming home for at least 2 more days," Resi stammered as she tried to clear the sleep from her thoughts. "He's in the bathhouse? Are you sure?" Baric had lit some candles and was already gathering garments from the Baron's trunk that she thought he might need. She hoped she had not forgotten anything important. "Joff spoke to him at the stables. They came back early because of the rain. Hurry, my lady. Let me help you dress." Resi slipped on a satin robe over her sleeping gown, then a long cloak over that to keep her dry in the pouring rain. Baric handed her the stack of clean clothes, then followed her with her candle down the hallway to meet Joff at the stairs. He was crouched on the top step, holding a lantern in the dark hallway. The Baroness left down the stairs with him in silence. Mauro had never been in his wife's bathhouse. He had wanted Resi to have some place private to call her very own at her new home. He lit the wall lamps when he came in and found the glow of the room sensual and seductive. The colorful walls and the sound of cascading water added to the allure of it. He was pleased with his final gift to her. Mauro sat on the first bench near the paneled entrance and removed his cape and boots. That was when he noticed the papers on the end of the seat. He reached to examine what his wife had left there. He read the brief letter, then set it back down where it had lain. He would wait for Resi to broach the topic of her brother, but was glad he had time to first contemplate the request. Stripped and feeling already warmer from the steamy air, Mauro stepped into the bath and sank to the middle of the pool to free his clinging hair of the rain and mud. This was very nice indeed, he thought to himself, and he took a seat on the bench built into the pool wall to wash himself with a scented soap left near the ledge. Mauro remembered when he had first seen the construction plans that winter before his bride came to him. The architects were very insistent that the pool be designed at the right height for the Baron. He told them that the bath would be for his wife, and he did not expect to use it. He smiled at his own ignorance and closed his eyes, enjoying the liquid heat. "Am I disturbing you, husband? I brought your clean garments you asked for." He had not heard Resi come in. She was misty from the walk through the rain and clutched the pile of clothes to her chest. Her hair hung loose around her shoulders from the hastily tied ribbon that had come undone in the wind, and she had a worried look across her pretty features. "Set them down over there." He pointed to the first marble bench. "I'm sorry I woke you." Mauro watched her as he continued to lean, nearly submerged along the pool wall. "I wanted your company, but I see that I should have let you sleep." She put his things on the bench across from him in the pool, and then sat down next to them. "Have you bathed today?" he asked lightly, feeling thoroughly relaxed from his half-hour in the warm water. "Do you want to join me?" She released her breath and a small laugh, staring at him in the pool. Mauro smiled at her too, in his steamy drunkenness. "If you count yesterday as today, then I have bathed today. I came in here earlier by myself and had a very peaceful bath." Resi continued to look at him. "Thank you for my sanctuary," she added sweetly. "Ah, and here I am, using it without your permission." He sat up and smoothed his hair off his face with his hands. "I may ask you again another time, and I hope you will grant me permission. I find it surprisingly enjoyable." He stood up and looked at his palms. "But I'm turning into a prune, so I'll get out now. If you could hand me a linen from the stack beside you." Resi continued to stare at the marvelous creature climbing out of the water in front of her. She had never been in the room at night with the dim torches glowing. It made her husband look like a statue from her father's courtyard, the swirls of his fine hair plastered against his chiseled muscles. She snapped back to the present as he walked towards her and was, unlike the statues, unashamedly aroused. He suppressed a grin at her discomfort as he leaned past her and took 2 linen drapes. He wrapped one around his waist and with the other began drying his hair. He stopped his chore, stood just a breath away from her,